Sara? I heard you crying. How are you holding up?
I had a bad dream.
Do you want to talk about it?
Can I just stay up with you for a while?
Oh, of course. Come on. Let's take your mind off it. It had only been a little over a week since I took in Sara after the riots on Sitalara. Luckily, she was quickly adjusting to being with me. But tonight, like most nights, she'd had her dreams taken over by nightmares of her last moments with her parents. I wish I could have done more to ease that pain, but all I could do was stay up with her and keep her company when I had the time. As cold as it sounds, unfortunately, this was just something that she would have to work through mostly on her own. I'd help where I could, but there just wasn't much I could do. No amount of it's okays or I'm sorries would change anything. Having lost a parent too, I knew that pain all too well. You hungry? I can put something together for us if you want.
Yes, please. Thank you, Miss Snow.
I'm not the best chef in the Milky Way, but I make a great penny pasta.
Isn't that Italian?
Yep, it sure is.
Have you ever been there, Miss Snow? To Italy, I mean?
I went once with my family when I was around your age. I don't remember much of it, though. Our parents had us playing I Spy all around Venice until we got bored with it.
Would you ever go back?
Maybe. Like I said, I don't remember much of it, so I'm not too attached to the idea of going back. I'm sure it would be fun, though. Things fell silent between us for a while as I prepped the kitchen. Luckily, I noticed Sara occasionally looking over at an old holographic chessboard that Kepler kept in the lounge, and decided that would be as good a topic as any to keep her mind off her nightmares. You know how to play? Chess, I mean.
Моя папа учил меня. Ну, я никогда играла.
What do you say we play for a bit?
Oh, okay. Can I have white?
Of course.
Pawn, move to E4.
Pawn C5.
Pawn to D4.
Giving up a pawn already? Pawn D4.
Oh, I messed up. I'm trying to play how my papa always fun, but Miss Snow. Can I ask you something?
Of course.
What are you?
What do you mean?
I mean, what job do you have?
Well, what do you think I am?
I think you're a soldier.
What makes you think that?
Pawn C3. And, it's your eyes. My papa always said that you can tell who is a soldier by looking at their eyes, and yours look like his.
He was a soldier? And by the way, that pawn is mine now. Pawn C3.
He was. And he always told me that lot of soldiers have the same looking eyes. Also, pawn move to G3.
For her age, Sara was pretty perceptive. And she wasn't wrong. Back on Earth, people called it the 1,000-yard stare. Just about anyone that had seen combat for an extended period of time had it. And I'd seen a lifetime of combat at only 20, so I knew for a fact that I had it too. Even my heterochromia wouldn't be able to hide it. Pawn B2. And well, he was definitely right. I am a soldier. Or at least I was. If I'm honest, I can't really tell what I am anymore.
My papa was a soldier on Mars. What about you, Miss Snow? And Bishop B2.
I was in a PMC, so I didn't really have a single planet I belonged to.
Is that why you move so much?
That's part of it, yeah. But mainly, I'm looking for someone.
Who are you looking for?
Well, a few months ago, before we met, my team and I were out on a mission, and, They didn't make it. So I'm looking for the person that got us into that mess.
Oh. Well, can I help?
I should be fine. Knight moved to C6. But tell me a bit more about you. What do you want to be when you grow up? Admittedly, I wanted to change the topic of me being a soldier as quickly as possible. I didn't want her to know about my unit or who exactly I was looking for. That knowledge would do nothing but put her in danger, and that was the last thing I wanted. She had already gone through a lot, so for now, a version of the truth would have to be enough.
I want to be an actress or a soldier. I don't really know yet. Pawn, move to E5.
Oh yeah? Why those two? And Rook, B8.
Well, I really like movies, and I want to be one like my mama was at one time. But I also want to be like my papa one day. Also, Pawn, H3. But I don't know which to choose.
Well, both are great goals. And you definitely don't have to worry about figuring all that out now. But it's good to have an idea. What's your favorite movie?
I really like Andromeda Adventures.
Pawn A6. Huh. I can't say I've seen that one.
Bishop E2. And we can watch it together tomorrow?
Maybe we can. Depends on if anything comes up. But I'm sure we can find the time. And Pawn B5.
Okay. And what do you want to be when you grow up, Miss Snow?
I am a grown-up, silly. But let's see. When I was your age, I think I wanted to be an astronomer.
What's an
An astronomer. It's someone that studies the stars and space for a living.
Pawn B5. But what's the point of that if everyone has a ship now? Isn't that kind of dumb?
I can see why you might think that, and a lot of people think it's a useless profession by now. But just think for a second. Imagine just how much more is out there. Your movie, Andromeda Adventures, that takes place in a whole other galaxy. And there's a lot about Kaleidoscope that we still don't know. And by the way, that's another pawn for me. Pawn B5.
That's okay, I have a plan. Pawn E6. But I don't think I want to go to another galaxy. I like ours too much. Space and ships are confusing.
If you do have a plan, I definitely can't tell what it is. F7, pawn. Move to E6. But if you want, I can at least teach you the ins and outs of this ship. It's not as confusing as you might think. And one day, you'll probably have your own. So learning now would help in the long run.
Pawn H4. And yeah, I really want to learn about ships. This one is the biggest I've ever been in.
Really? This is actually one of the smaller classes of ships. Oh, just wait until you see a Jormungand class. Those things are practically flying cities. Knight moved to F6. But this one here is just a garter class. But we put a lot of work into designing it.
Whoa! You built this yourself? How long did it take? Bishop to C1.
Knight D5. And well, we didn't really build it per se, but me and my team designed it to have everything we wanted in a ship. This might be the single most expensive garter-class ship in Kaleidoscope.
Bishop, move to H6. And how much was it?
That was a mistake. Pawn H6. And if I remember correctly, I think we estimated it at around 50 million stacks.
Whoa, are you rich? No, it wasn't. Bishop H+. Checkmate, Miss Snow.
Wait, what? Oh. Okay, wow, I guess it is. I definitely wasn't paying attention to the other bishop. Great game. Oh, I wouldn't say that we were rich, but we certainly got a lot of funding.
I can't wait to learn more about it. But what's so funny? I never laugh when I lose a game.
I'm laughing because one of my teammates, Melissa, she always said that I was so bad at chess I could lose to a 5-year-old. I just never thought it would actually happen. But our food is ready. Be careful, it's still hot.
Spasiba.
And hey, since I'm teaching you about chips, you think you could do me a favor?
What is the favor?
Out of all the languages I know, I never really got around to learning any Russian. Think you could help me out?
Da, конечно.
Great. Now let's eat before it gets cold. As we ate, we continued our conversation and just got to know each other more. When I first took her in, a part of me asked myself, why? Why take in some random orphan from the streets of Virtue City when I clearly had more pressing matters to deal with? If I'm honest, I don't think I could give a straight answer because I just didn't know at the time. But as we sat there and talked about our goals, movies, and the like, I felt something that I hadn't felt in months. I felt at ease around her. I didn't feel like I had to have my gun in my hands at all times or to look over my shoulder every 10 seconds. I could just exist without thinking about my team or what I was going to do with Raven when I finally found him. Sara brought me peace when I needed it the most, and I was just grateful to have her around. And for that alone, I'd take care of her for as long as I needed to.
That was really good. Can I have seconds?
I'd say yes, but unfortunately that was all we had. But if you really want it again that badly, how about we stop by a store tomorrow and pick up more?
Yeah.
All right, then we'll hit the store early tomorrow. So, how are you feeling? Think you might be ready for bed this time?
I think I should be.
Walking Sara back to her room, I tucked her in and made sure she had everything she needed to fall asleep, but getting her down wasn't going to be that easy.
Miss Snow? I don't actually think I'll be able to fall asleep. I don't want to have a bad dream again.
Oh, I know it's hard. But you need to sleep at some point.
I know, but I'm just scared. Would you stay with me?
Of course. I'll be right here.
Spasiba, Miss Snow.
You're welcome. And Sara?
Da?
You can call me Kara.